Yeah.
Dang, I told you I was about to do a video. Yes, coffee in there, please. Okay, look, I just had like a massive, epic aha moment. I mean, it was incredibly insane. And it's not gonna, it may not sound like too much when I describe it, but stay with me here. Okay. So first of all, I don't think this breakthrough, wait, what's this? I don't think this breakthrough would have been possible if I didn't completely break down yesterday in tears. Like yesterday I was a crying mess. I mean like the ugly crying, like tears everywhere, like not pretty. And it's just because I was so anxious and so stressed, because even though, you know, I'm making decent money in my launches now and things are generally going well, I still feel like I'm drowning in bills, or I have so far at time of filming. I'm sure that will change. I know it will. But you know, I've had stresses and I've sort of buckled under the pressure like I was a twig, you know, underneath a giant's foot. So like snap, right? I just totally snapped. And I felt so raw and I cried for hours and feeling a little bit sorry for myself, and had this nasty story running through my mind as well, right? And fortunately, it got so bad that I started to finally take charge of my mind and writing things like, you know, even though, you know, I feel like a failure, I, you know, am open to seeing that I actually do really well. I actually help my clients. I am actually a good person. I've actually had success. I actually am successful. And so I started changing my story. So this isn't the revelation, but this is part of how I got there. And so by the end of the day, about 6 p.m., my husband and I went out for a walk and changed our state. We did some Tony Robbins type exercises out there, and just totally, I felt about 60% better. And then when we got home, I rested for a bit, and at 9 p.m. I had a class that I was leading with my amazing clients who, oh my God, I adore so much. And it was incredibly powerful. And so then I had it, felt 99% better. Okay, but the thing is, I was still raw. I was still open. Emotions and feelings had been mixed up. You know that feeling? For those of us who cry when it's stressful just to release all that energy and get on with things, you feel that sense of refreshment, but it's still sort of mixed up and raw. Okay, well that's how I've felt last night especially, and then today. And so I think it was last night before I went to bed, I had the realization. Because sometimes in my life, it's almost like I want things too much because I have this burning desire. But at the same time, have you read Think and Grow Rich? Or The Science of Getting Rich? Because this aha is actually about the science of getting rich, okay? It's about the science of getting rich and the meaning behind it, and I get it now. But you need to have a burning desire to succeed. Like, I know that. So when it comes across like, well, I want things too much, what does that mean? You can't want things too much. It's only if it's mixed with desperation and disbelief, doubt, uncertainty, that you want it too much, that it will be further away, that you will keep pushing it away. And this is the paradox, right? And that's what's so hard about it sometimes, when you really want something but you can't feel sure. And I thought to myself, so what is the mix that everyone talks about? And what it is a feeling of certainty. If you can have the deepest, greatest burning desire, which you really need, and if it's mixed with certainty, then you'll succeed. And that's when I had the moment drop into my head. I mean, it was like, oh, and then like, it was like a bit of a thought last night, like I thought, I'm like, wow. And then when I went out on my walk this morning, my whole world just got shook up. I was like, wait there. Okay, so let me explain. In the book, The Science of Getting Rich, they talk about how there's a thinking substance in the world that permeates and penetrates every single cell and atom of this universe, including ourselves. That our thoughts are a thinking substance that creates that, all sorts of stuff like that. And that you have to do things in the certain way. And the certain, with a capital C, I always thought it was like, okay, so you have to do things in this certain type of way. You know, like, there's a certain type of way to talk. There's a certain type of way to eat. There's a certain flower that I like. There's a certain method in this book. And the whole time, I've read the book like 4, 5, maybe 6 times, because it's so short and it's important. And I've listened to the audio, which has this cool track to it. It's music. I've listened to the audio about 30 or 40 times as well, and every time I thought the certain way was about what they explained in the book, which was to visualize what you want and get it very clear, but then to take action. It is to, not to project your thoughts in a cult way. It's to get very clear on what you want, and all these other things. I thought, okay, so this is the certain way. And I was always trying to decipher, okay, so this book is explaining the certain way. And for me, it's very profound because, I have very clear goals on who I am and who I'm becoming and the life that I'm going to be living. And it just dropped into my being. No, it's not about doing things in a certain way. It's be certain. Do things and feel certain. And they said, and I reread the chapter about doing things in a certain way, and the next one about effective action out loud to my husband. I had tears come to my eyes when they were talking about the certain way, and I finally understood that they're not talking about doing it in a type of way that the book explains, but they're saying, no, be certain and you will be guaranteed to be rich. It is impossible not to get rich if you do things in a certain way. Okay, so which means that every action you do, or as many as possible, are efficient. When they're efficient actions, then they become successful actions. And you can only do that if you do it and act in a certain way, in being certain. And it changed the whole entire concept of the book for me. And this is an important book. This is a book that like millionaires advocate. Like, I've heard one millionaire says that she reads it 4 times a year. Like, she makes sure she constantly reads this book to get a refresher. So today when I was out for my walk, before I came back to read those 2 chapters, I did an exercise. So one thing you can do is just by naming an emotion, you call it in. And have you ever heard now I know Bob Proctor does this in his gratitude practice, and other people do this too, that if you want to send love to someone who bothers you, for instance, let's say that you're bothered by someone or dislike someone and you're doing a gratitude practice, so you're sending them love. The best way to do that is to think of something happy. Like, for me, it's my guinea pig, that I had years ago. For my husband, it's his cat that he had years ago. So it's like a simple, pure love, not like a complicated family member, but just something really simple, though. And it will burst the emotion into your heart. And then you can, project it to the person that bothers you, and you can send them that emotion. Now, I started practicing this with certainty. And I started being like, okay, I'm sure of myself. I'm sure. Where do I feel certainty? Certainty. Started, where do I feel it in my body? And I noticed it was in the back of my shoulders. Okay, interesting. But it was only a little tiny amount of certainty. And so I'm doing things and this really helped. I'm walking along and I'm going, okay, there's steps, aren't they? Am I sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure, there's steps. Okay, I'm walking up these steps now. Am I certain that I'm actually walking up these steps? I'm like, yes, I'm certain. And then I'd say, and I feel it in my body. Where do I feel it in my body? Instead of feeling it, and I'm like, okay, that's a tree, isn't it? Am I certain that's a tree? Yes, I'm certain. And I know this sounds trivial, but that's the point. You get certainty up for trivial things, and then you transfer it to the thing that you actually want. That's a really great way to grow certainty. So I can tell you I'll be doing that a lot. Okay, so please let me know if this is an aha moment for you too. Let me know what you think. I'm so excited about this. And you know what? It would not have been possible if I didn't break myself open raw and have that experience. So stop thinking that your breakdowns are breakdowns and realize that they are actually breakthroughs, okay? I've just had a massive fucking breakthrough. So, yeah. Okay, so before I go, let me tell you what I've got going on, because I'm certain that this program is going to change the people's lives who actually participate. I have been really putting a lot of heart and soul into creating this program, and I know that it's going to help you have the best year of your life next year. It's going to help you finish 2016 off with a bang. It's called the Badass Business Bootcamp, and it's about the mindset and the actions needed to create a successful business and life that you love. Now, this is coming from someone where only a year and a half ago, I'd had a big tumble, lost everything, and was eating out of a freaking Salvation Army soup kitchen because I had no furniture, I had no money, I had no fridge. I was essentially destitute. It was terrible. And I worked my way back up, and now I'm making, I don't know, in between 10 and 20K a launch. And that wouldn't have been possible if I didn't know how to transform, if I didn't know how to create the mindset, do the things that needed to be done, and I figured them out. So I want to share this with you. I want you to be one of my amazing superstars that has the best year of your life with the rest of us in 2017. Now, we start in just a couple of days. Registration is about to close, so send me a message now. Don't wait. Be certain that you are ready to take action and move forward to your future. And let's do it together, okay? It'll be so much fun. It's the Badass Business Bootcamp. You can go to vibrantsuccess.club for club, vibrantsuccess.club/Badass Business Bootcamp. Or just send me a message right now. Go and click on my name, wherever it is, like above me, and send me a message. Okay, tell me that you're interested, that you want to join, and ask me about the Lucky 10 bonus, okay, which is available for only 10 people. Spots are already gone. Well, you'll get a $2,000 VIP bonus day with me for the ultimate goal-getter VIP day experience. Okay, so send me a message. And remember, comment below and let me know what your experience was like. I totally want to hear from you. Okay, you have a great day. And remember, be certain and act in a certain way, and you will be guaranteed to get rich.